Happy Monday, YouTube. I wanted to get on here real quick to talk to you guys about just how in demand final expense is these days. And I wanted to share with you guys, some information that I knew from last year. But think about if you were to have an emergency, whether it's personal, like for us, we had fires up here in Northern California this year, last year. For some of our friends on the southeast, you guys were dealing with crazy hurricanes. But the information that I'm referring to was talking about that if 70% of Americans, if they have any kind of emergency in that category, only 70% of Americans do not have $1,000 in an emergency fund in that event. Now, think about that for a little bit. 70% of Americans do not have $1,000 saved for an emergency. Now imagine when we pass away. It could be an emergency. And let me ask you this. If you were to pass away today, how would your family pay for those arrangements that need to be paid within hours of your passing? Typically 24 to 48 hours needs to be covered. Well, there's three main ways to do it. The first one's cash. You write a check to the funeral home. Done. The second one is through some form of a life insurance policy or an arrangement with the funeral home. And three, you donate your body to science. And that's if they take your body. Other than that, there's no government assistance. If you're a veteran, the VA will come in and pay for your plot, your headstone, your 21 gun salute, presidential certificate, your flag. But other than that, you still got to pay for the actual funeral service and all the merchandise. So how is it gonna get taken care of? Considering that over 70% of Americans, if they found themselves in an emergency, they wouldn't have $1,000. Now, can you imagine if you were to lose a loved one and you have to come out of pocket $7,000 to $10,000 within hours of the passing? It's obvious that the demand is never been higher. I'll tell you, when I first got into the insurance business in 2004, my first year, I grossed $113,000, and I really thought it wasn't going to last. I just couldn't believe it. And every year since then, it's just keeping getting better and better and better. And I don't see it slowing down. And this is why. If the baby boomers, there's 10,000 baby boomers a day that turn 65, 10,000, and it's going to be like that for the next 15, 20 years. What about the generations that are following the baby boomers? The millennial generation is massive. And if they continue the same pattern that we have now, with 70% of Americans not having $1,000 for an emergency, it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And it's obvious. And I share this with you guys because in sales, it's good to get involved in sales with a company that you can have long-term, career. That you can have a long-term career, not jumping around from one product to another product and to another product, and you're doing this roller coaster, and that's not fun. It's about maintaining a lifestyle, and the way you're going to do that is by having a consistent product that's never going to go out of style. It's never going to go out of fashion. And with the insurance business, it's what makes America go on a daily basis. America doesn't move if there's not an insurance policy signed up somewhere to cover goods, life, or services. And that's just the way it works. So look, I'm going into my 15th year selling burial insurance, and it keeps growing. And when I started out door knocking, and now for the last 3 years, I've been doing it over the telephone, 100%, working from my home office. No more mileage, no more traffic, no more, being stood up with appointments, no more dealing with bad weather, no more. Now, telephone sales isn't perfect. It's not for everybody. You still gotta learn how to do it. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for an opportunity to work from home with a good product that you can sell today and you can sell for many years to come, consider final expense telephone sales. I am committed to training you on an individual basis. One thing about me is I don't contract thousands, and I'm not interested in that. I'm focused on a very, very select few, and focus on showing them how to do it effectively on a daily basis. So if you notice in the bottom section, you'll get my phone number, you'll get my email address. Go ahead and send me a message or send me a letter of your intentions, and I will definitely love to talk to you. You guys have a wonderful Monday, and let's crack the rest of September. You guys have a good one. Bye.